angle relationships and parallel lines. Before you can do any of this, you got to know some definitions. You got to know what a vertical angle is, what congruent means, what a transversal is, what alternate exterior, interior, and corresponding angles are, what complementary angles are, and what supplementary angles are. So by the end of the lesson, you'll know all these definitions and you'll know how to apply them so that you can solve for different angles. That's what an angle relationship means. You know this one's like this one, so you know they're the same. So let's look here. Let's talk about these two parallel lines. These two lines are parallel. What does it mean to be parallel? It means no matter how far you draw them, they'll never touch. They'll never intersect, right? They're parallel. They never intersect. Okay? Now, what's this line going through the middle of the two parallel lines? It's the transversal. Okay, so if they tell you you have two parallel lines and a transversal, the transversal is the line going through the middle of the two parallel lines. Okay, now it can go through like this, or like this, or whatever. Okay, but it's still the transversal. Okay. Now the next definition you need to know is what a vertical angle is. Angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles because they're across from each other. Okay? So if they're straight across from each other, they're what? Vertical angles. Well, let's see some other vertical angles. Can somebody else tell me vertical angles?
5 and 7.
Angle 5 and 7 are vertical. What else?
4.
What? 8 and 6 are vertical. What else?
4 and 2.
4 and 2 are vertical. 1 and 3, and 5 and 7, and that's it. So you have 4 sets. This set, that's 2. This set, that's 4.
Can you add a 3 too?
No, they're not across from each other. See, it has to go through the middle of the triangle.
Okay.
These are called, can you think? Huh? No, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's wait on that, okay?
I believe that.
Now the next definition is a corresponding angle, okay? But before we do that, let's talk about alternate interior and alternate exterior. Okay, this part is the interior of the parallel lines. Okay, these are the interior, and the way I think of that is if it rained from here or from here, would they get wet? No, they're on the inside, right? Okay. Now, the ones that would get wet, 1, 2, 7, and 8 are on the exterior. Exterior means to be on the outside, right? Interior means to be inside. Exterior means to be outside. Okay? So, Brittany, tell me 2 angles that are interiors. 4 and 3. Tell me 2 more, Nevis. Kareem.
Exterior.
Interior.
Interior. 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Tell me 2 exterior, Trinity.
8 and 7.
8 and 7, and 1 and 2 are exterior. Now, Caroline, here it says alternate interior angles. Okay? Alternate means they're on the opposite side of the transversal. Did you hear that? Alternate means they're on the opposite side of the transversal. Okay? So, they want alternate. 1 and 2 are alternate, aren't they? Okay? But here they want alternate interior angles. Well, 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles. They're both on the interior, and one's on each side of the transversal.
4 and 3 anyone?
4 and 3 are not. Okay? 4 and 6 are alternate interior, and 3 and 5 are alternate interior. So these 2 equal, and these 2 equal. Because I want you to write down alternate interior angles are congruent. What does congruent mean? Congruent means exactly the same or equal. Okay? Now, alternate exterior angles are also congruent. So now, I want y'all to name to me two alternate interior angles. 5 and 3 are alternate interior, 4 and 6 aren't. Now, alternate exterior means they're on the opposite sides of the transversal and on the exterior. So name it. Brittany, can you tell me 2 alternate exterior angles? Remember, alternate means on opposite side of the transversal. Okay? So 1 is on this side, and 7 is on the opposite side. So 1 and 7 are what? exterior, right? See, alternate exterior. Timothy, what's alternate exterior with 2? 8. Okay? So angle 1 and angle 7 are what then? What was the word we wrote? Alternate interior and exterior angles are? Congruent. So if angle 1 is 20 degrees, what's angle 7? 20 degrees, because they're equal, right? Alternate interior and alternate exterior angles are congruent. Now the last definition we got to talk about are corresponding angles. Okay, a corresponding angle, one's on the interior and one's on the exterior, and they're on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so 2 is on the exterior. What would its corresponding angle be? 6. Because you have one from the lower part, one from the upper part. They have to be on the same side of the transversal. Okay, what are some more corresponding angles? 3 and 7 are corresponding. 1 and 5 are. And 4 and 8 are. Right? Now remember, corresponding angles are congruent as well. So, to review, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and corresponding angles are all what? They're all congruent. So just now you learned the definition of congruent, which means it's equal. You learned what alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, vertical, and transversal is. What does the word supplementary mean?
2 angles added to 180.
That's right. So supplementary is 2 angles adding up to equal 180. Okay? So write down the word supplementary. So you've got supplementary angles are 2 angles that add up to equal how much?
180.
180. And complementary angles are 2 angles that add up to equal how much?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Okay? So you got supplementary 180 degrees, complementary 90 degrees. So let's look up here. Angle 1 and angle 2, what do they add up to equal? Since this is a straight line, let me ask you this. If I was standing here and I went a complete circle, how many degrees would that be? So if I stood here and I went all the way around, that's 360. Well, what if I went just halfway? 180. Well, you see that creates a straight line. So if I take that straight line and split it into 2 pieces, angle A and angle B, what does that whole half a circle equal?
180.
180. So a straight line, the angles 1 and angle 2 add up to equal what?
180.
180. So angle 1 plus angle 2 is what? Supplementary. So it's 180 degrees.
I get it.
Okay. So if 2 angles add up to equal 180, they're supplementary. If 2 angles add up to equal 90, they're complementary. Parallel lines, M and N, and going through it is a transversal. Okay? Now, they tell you that angle 1 is 83 degrees, and they want you to find every other angle on here. Now remember, vertical angles are equal, aren't they? So what's angle 4? 83. Okay? Now, remember in a straight line, angle 1 plus angle 2 is how much? Angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180, and we know this is 83, so this has to be 97. Because 97 plus 83 is what? 180, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, angle 2 and angle 3 are vertical, so what's angle 3?
97.
97. So look at that. Just from one, we've already found 4 of them. Now we're going to go find these 4. Okay. Now, angle 3 and angle 6 are called what? Alternate exterior angles. So, and they're congruent. So since number 3 is 97, what's number 6? 97. Well, now that you know that, you'll be able to find all these. 6 and 7 are vertical. So 7 is 97. And you know that 7 plus 8 is a supplementary angle, right? It adds up to equal 180, right? So if 7 plus 8 is 180, and 7 is 97, what's 8? 83. And since vertical angles are congruent, and 8 and 5 are congruent, then 5 is 83. So you see with this whole thing, with just one angle, we found the whole thing.
Alright, today we learned about angle relationships and parallel lines. And we also learned...
Keep going.
It really made me laugh. Okay, and we also learned the definitions of vertical angles, congruent, transversal, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, corresponding angles, complementary angles and supplementary angles.
Yes, not